Hey everyone, how you doing today? It's Vicious, and it's time for a new Dungeon Defenders tutorial. Today's tutorial is going to be a high-level tutorial, meaning it's not for new players. I'm not going to show you some of the more basic stuff like good places to farm or level up your character. This is going to be for those who are at the end game, who probably have a set of level 70 characters, and you're looking to max out your character in all ways possible, grinding for gear and things like that. So you are going to need to be level 70 and have some pretty strong characters to be able to pull this off. In some of the prior videos I've already done, people ask me to show off my character specs and statistics so you can kind of know where I'm at, and I'll go ahead and do that for you today. This is my Huntress. I don't have any awesome Van Wolf yet or anything. I'm still using a Blasticus. It's a pure hero build, mostly in health and attack. And of course I invested 70 into all these and into piercing shot. That's where my 4 main stats went. I'm using an Animus right now. That's a lot of great extra DPS, especially if you're a hero build, because the Animus scales with your hero damage. But I was using a Genie before, which is great for spamming piercing shot. Then we'll go ahead and pull out my tower guys here. My Squire, my pure tower Squire. He is very heavily into the defense health, and then second into the damage. And that's because my Squire to me is the defensive builder. He's the guy who's going to be building walls, not necessarily the one doing all the damage. And he's my first character that I got a set of armor, so I get the set bonus. That's kind of nice. That's actually why those stats are so high. And then my Tower Apprentice. For the Apprentice, I'm invested very heavily into the damage of the towers and in the attack rate. The devs said that they've made the scaling really good for attack rate, so I think that this is an important stat and not just the base damage. Health not so important, because if your Apprentice towers are tanking, they're not really doing it like they're supposed to. And last, my Tower Monk here. For the Monk, I'm heavily invested into the lifespan, the health, and the damage. I didn't think damage was very important for Monk at first, but it actually does. The lightning aura is freaking awesome. I used to think it sucked in Insane, it was only good in hard and below, but when you get damage high enough, having a huge dome of electrical AoE damage is amazing. And the aura lifespan is really great because your auras don't require nearly as much maintenance, they'll stay alive longer. Don't pump up your radius too much, because the auras get pretty big and then you actually have trouble placing them sometimes. Aura effect speed, I think, really only affects the lightning aura, and just from standard gear and putting the 70 points into it, it's more than enough. So those are my characters. Now, real quick pre-intro about this tutorial. I'm actually going to be showing you how to do Glitterhelm Caverns on Insane, and unlike many other tutorials where they'll show you on hard difficulty and tell you that it works on Insane, I will be playing it on Insane, and there's a very strong reason why. Basically, you're restricted in Insane with your build time limit, and if you show someone, say a print screen, a screenshot of your tower layout, or if you show someone on hard difficulty the tower layout, and then you say, now you can do it on Insane, it's not true. It's not going to help anybody. In Insane, you have such a limited amount of time to build that you have to know exactly when to build, where to build, and how to build. And you have to see it live and in action. The Glitterhelm Caverns is probably the worst of all the maps because it's so large. You have just barely enough time to do anything. You're going to be constantly moving on your feet the whole time through them. I'll stop rambling as much as possible just to say those few things for you. And we'll go ahead and get started on the tutorial. Okay, here we go. Real quick off screen, I just changed over to my Squire so we can start the stage with the Squire. And now we'll show you how to take on what everyone believed to be nay impossible, the Glitterhelm Caverns on Insane. It's important that I start with my Squire because I'm going to be beelining to get everything done in time. Don't have the time to switch characters. Running ahead, grab first treasure chest, jump over the edge, get the second treasure chest, run down the bridge. We're doing the first wave with the Squire because he's the guy who builds walls, and this is a huge stage. It is very important that you have walls in place because you can't cover all the areas at once and the mobs will just go and smash your crystal in. Now he's been nerfed significantly as far as damage goes, but he still has great walls. As a matter of fact, he was actually buffed and his walls are stronger than they used to be. And his DPS is not horrible, so we'll actually be able to get through the first wave with his towers. So 2 spike blockades here. And a harpoon down behind to kind of cover that choke. The wyverns that come down here, and they're going to be trying to peck at this crystal. We need 1 harpoon behind. On insane difficulty, these wyverns are going to definitely get a few hits on your crystal from time to time. It's kind of unavoidable, but they're not going to destroy it, so you'll still pass the stage. Up the stairwell, there's a chest to the left you want to grab. Past this crystal, there's one to the right. And then down the hall is the 3rd one on this area. We're going to back up. There's going to be a rock right here in front of me and a mushroom to the side. We're going to put a double spike wall here. And we're going to back up a few steps and put a harpoon about face. And what you want to do now, at this doorway, put a spike. Put it far enough back that it can block any enemies, but not too close so that it grabs aggro. This staircase, double spike wall. About halfway up, if you put it halfway up like this, when the ogres spawn and they throw their splash damage fireball, it's going to not hit your crystal, which is good. And then we're going to throw a harpoon back here. And this stairwell, we're going to put a double spike blockade yet again. I'm doing this fast, but I'm trying to be precise. You have just enough space that you can place it so that nothing can walk through. If you have it too far to one side or the other, the goblins can sneak through. There's a chest here, and there's one more mana chest that you can get, and it's right over here. Go ahead and hop down, place a spike barricade on the bridge here. Back up far enough and put yourself a harpoon. And you're going to need a harpoon behind this crystal for wyvern defense. You have just enough time to do this. The towers are strong enough to hold everything on their own. You can just sit here and AFK for the first wave. However, I'll go ahead, since I do have a decent weapon on this Squire, I'll go ahead and DPS to help out and speed things up a bit. And see, actually I didn't have that close enough. He still managed to sneak through there. I tried a couple of times to modify the build a little bit, and I started off with the Apprentice so I can get my DPS towers up right away. And the problem I found that was it worked great at the beginning, but later when the ogres started to spawn, they just are not robust enough to stand up to the ogre abuse. So that's why we're starting off with the Squire. He is still useful despite the nerfs. Alright. The new key to drop all your mana at once is the M key. Take advantage of that and drop everything right away and get ready to switch to your monk. You're going to need auras up big time. So we're on my aura monk now. We're going to follow the same path I took before. It's good when you're limited on time like this to get yourself into a fixed pattern so you can be more efficient. And despite the idea that we're short on time, we're still going to be greedy and grab all the chests because that's why we're here. We want better armor. I'm going to go electric aura and strength drain. I like to put the ensnare aura as well, and I've done it every single time, but you really have like 1 second left to get the aura down on the last choke if you do all 3 auras. And if you're unlucky and the ogre spawns on that last choke that you were about to place the aura on, then you might lose. So I found that I'm just going to go with electric and strength drain to speed up the process and make sure I have enough time to get everything done. Unlike hard difficulty, you're not in a build phase, so you still have to cast all of your auras with the slower animation that is directly based on your hero's casting time, so you can speed this up if you have faster cast time. But between the strength drain and the electric, I'm not too worried about having a snare right now. As you can see, it's still seconds, and we still have to get this aura down. Go strength drain first, just in case this ogre comes out on this last side. And now I'll go ahead and put a snare down. There's always an ogre on this wave. And I'm just going to backtrack during this wave and put snares up where I can. Alright, let's go ahead and get back to the character change. We're done with our monk wave. We're gonna have to switch over as soon as the ogre dies. Switch over to our mage, the apprentice, and start putting our DPS towers up. Okay, so here we go. Swapping heroes, getting my apprentice, following the same pattern as before. Harpoons are great for piercing multiple enemies, but I don't find them the most effective for air. They are good, but they take up too many units. So we're going to put a magic missile tower behind here, and we're going to put one in front as well. The front one's going to hopefully kill most of these wyverns before they get to the crystal, but anything it doesn't kill, that's why the second one is there. Over here, we're going to take out this harpoon. At every choke, we're going to be putting one fireball tower, a magic missile, and another fireball. Make sure they're far enough back they don't get clobbered by the ogres. I actually put these a little bit close, so that might be pushing it. Okay, let's head on back. Let's take out this harpoon. We want 2 fireballs and 1 magic missile. There will be more ogres very shortly. And I like to put the third one over here on this corner, actually. Kind of covers, same as my hard tutorial. I like to shoot the guys hiding around the corner there. And sell this. I know the ogre is still there, but like I said, my towers will take care of it. Alright, for wyverns here. This side has a lot more wyvern problems than the other. We're going to need one behind. They're going to be coming from this area off that direction, so you get one pointed that way. And they're going to be coming from like around this little bend here. So you're going to need one pointing about like that. Take this harpoon off and put our 2 fireballs, 1 magic missile. And there you go. Your build is complete. Now you just maintain. Whenever something gets low, upgrade it to repair it. Basically just repair as you go around collecting all of your chests, because that is the main reason you're probably here. The all coveted, godly, enchanted, pristine armors. This is probably the best place to find them. So now here's where you can get on your DPS character to help with the ogres. I could go back on the monk and put down the snares. But just to prove a point on how powerful this build is, I'm going to stay on my tower apprentice, not even one of my DPS characters. Just to show you that the build itself can handle everything. If you get double red ogres in one spot, it can be close, just depending. Ah, got stuck. No, lost loot. Alright, looks like the north. Let's see, over here. So I'll go ahead and poke away at him with my measly apprentice DPS just to help out. Next ogre is down this way. This would have been so much easier before they buffed the ogres. Unfortunately, I wasn't really skilled enough yet at the game to know how to solo something like this at that point in time. Fix up these barricades. And we'll go ahead and upgrade these 2 auras because the strength drain aura is a bit low. Perhaps it's just now starting to seem to lag me for some reason. I'm probably almost out of hard drive space too, so hopefully we can finish this whole thing before the recording just crashes. If you ever have ogre trouble at this choke, standing up here you can actually repair things at a safety area. Just a good tip. Oh, looks like we got lucky and got two in the same spot. My DPS isn't great at all, and you can see the walls aren't even halfway damaged, so it shows you how incredibly strong the spike barricade plus a strength down barrier aura is. It's upgrading the wrong aura. Come on, strength drain. Strength drain. There we go. Find lots of greens. That's good. Having good luck showing you guys a tutorial. After doing this 10 times, I only got one piece of equipment that was an upgrade. I don't have to rush to get all the loot right now that's in the chest. It'll be there after the final wave, so it's more important to make sure that your defenses are ready for the final wave. Any loot on the ground will disappear though, so you do want to try to grab all that. And I guess I'll just kind of head to the center and go help out with the ogres a little bit. Got two, one north, one here. Let's take this guy out. So here's where luck comes into play a little bit. You might get two ogres in the same spot, like I did actually at the north, it looks like. And that's pretty much the worst stress that your defenses can have to go through. I've got ninjas. Wow. Hate these guys. What? Oh, that's not good. The ninjas aggro and they're destroying my towers. I've never seen him do that before. Might actually be in big trouble. I don't know why they aggroed like that. Well, if that wasn't a worst case scenario, I don't know what was. Ninjas destroying my towers, killing me instantly, pretty much. And we still won. So that's good. I'm actually kind of glad that happened. You can see how robust everything was. With 2 ogres with no help from me, and ninjas took out probably 1 or 2 of my towers. So, yeah, that's the tutorial. I'll go around and collect my loots. Now you guys have seen it on video, proof that Glitterhelm Caverns on Insane is completely soloable as long as you have a good build and some decent character stats. And now you guys know the build because I was kind enough to share it with you. So just work on your characters a little bit. Practice, you know, you don't jump straight into Insane if you don't have to. You can actually find most of the same loot and still get great experience on hard and not have to face the time limitations that make this so difficult. Also, the ogres will be not nearly as strong. Yeah, alright. That's it, guys. Thank you very much for watching. I'll be bringing you some more videos soon. Actually, a heads up, I might be making a new video series. I've been getting lots of people adding me on Steam because of the tutorials and asking me a lot of questions about the game for help. And it's kind of motivated me to maybe make like a noob school series, like a little series where I teach you about the basics of the game and explain things to help you get better at it, such as best character builds, best ways to upgrade a weapon, best uses for a tower, things like that, and answer everybody's questions at once instead of having to answer everybody individually. So again, thank you for watching. If you like the content, please rate it, give it a thumbs up, and be sure to subscribe to see what comes next. Vicious signing off.